Welcome back to the Kings of the Storm weekly number 5 grand finals. I'm Solid Jake.
I'm Kubi.
And you guys just saw Kubi's kitty.
We did.
What's
How
better?
exciting.
What's better, Kubi's kitty or my terrible hair?
The chat must decide, and you guys need to choose properly.
You need to choose. You must choose. Well, we're going into game number 4 here. It is now 2-1 in favor of Symbiote Gaming in the grand finals here. This has probably been this has easily been the best series of Heroes of the Storm I've ever cast or watched.
A lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool picks have been happening so far.
I mean, Nazebo, we got the brrrr.
Yep.
We got.
Maybe we'll see it again. Who knows?
Oh god, the cat is actually hyper aggro. She once you give the cat attention, she's aggro.
All right, so Cloud9 has chosen to pull an SMG and go back to Dragonshire. They said, "Hey, we lose here. We think we can win. We'll just change up our strategy a little bit."
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how it works. If we look over at the draft here,
yes, let's look at those picks.
This is actually the wrong team name. So I guess disregard that. We'll just do it like this. Disregard our overlay because it's screwed up. So, yeah, we can see the draft has started here, and
bans are Arthas out of SMG, and C9 has decided to ban Tychus. Okay.
Very interesting. I'm updating the graphic here, so pardon me for one moment.
Then we see SMG has picked Tassadar. C9 has followed up with a Falstad Illidan pick. And then SMG is going with a Vala Chen. C9 is following that up with a Stitches Brightwing. So we got a lot to talk about here.
Alright. Overlay's updated. Let's take a look here because I was completely tunnel vision fixing that. All right, so ban Tychus, to pick Tassadar, very cool, and Falstad Illidan for Cloud9, followed by Vala Chen Tassadar, pretty standard. They got their Chen back, and they have Tassadar yet again, and Stitches Brightwing. So they're preemptively
no ban on Rhaegar.
Right, they're preemptively grabbing Brightwing. So if Rhaegar is picked, which he is, Rhaegar's here, and we have the Brightwing for the disengage if necessary. So we have one more pick here available for Cloud9.
We see Stitches and Brightwing paired together pretty frequently.
Because the
there is
Hook
a ton of
Gorge
synergy.
Poly is so...
That, and if they get a good hook and they want to
Emerald
disengage
Wind,
the rest of the team with the Emerald Wind,
Yeah.
it's sort of like the Void Prison theory, where you get a nice hook and you Void Prison the rest of the team as they try to chase to save their teammate. Sort of works like that. It's a little bit more tricky to pull off. Of course, you don't get to disengage them for as long until you hit level 20, but it's a solid combo. Absolutely a solid combo.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it be so very strong time and time again. And, I just want to say, we haven't seen a Zeratul all day. We've seen lots of Illidan.
Well, Glaurung was playing Zeratul.
Oh, that's
I did
right.
see that.
Not in the games we cast,
Forecourt
but yeah, that was...
stream.
Glorious was still running. Glorious was running the Zeratul still.
Yep. So we are just waiting on C9's final hero, and it is Witch Doctor. Oh!
I was drinking water. I wasn't ready.
That's why I really dragged out those.
I know. That was terrible.
Oh, I'm so exciting. And you know what? I like this. I think Biceps had a lot of really good team fights that were really decisive. He had some bad positioning in that last fight. He probably learned, where to be in that particular situation in the future, but he knows what he's doing. He knows where to position himself more often than not to get these. And when he did, it was so commanding. Like, they really just set that team fight so much in their favor. I really like them picking Witch Doctor again, to be honest with you. Just give it another shot. It was working. They slipped up once. Keep going with it.
Caps lock. Ready. We're hyped up. We're ready to go.
Yes.
This is game 4. Who's playing?
We got SMG and we got Cloud9 Maelstrom.
Maelstrom, baby. And Kerrigan Maelstrom has been taken a few times. We've seen some cool stuff today. We've seen Nazebo. We've seen Hammer. We've seen Uther be the tank of a team.
We've seen Illidan play it almost every game. We've seen a nerfed Tassadar almost first pick. Craziness today.
It's been
Rhaegar banned.
Rhaegar was banned, and we called it too. We knew it was a likely choice, and you know what?
Yeah.
Did it pay off?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did.
Well, guys, let us introduce our players here.
Absolutely. So for a C9 Maelstrom, we have on the Warrior class King Caffeine playing Stitches, Biceps on the Super Nazebo, Kenma on Brightwing, Zuner taking Illidan. Zuner. Excuse me, Zuna on Illidan.
Oh god.
And Dunk Train rounding it out with Falstad.
Well, we got Arthlon playing Valor. We got Rhaegar being played by Mad Timmy with Raynor, the Raynor Rhaegar lane. Mr. Chen Storms that will be played by Dreadnought, and KO will be playing as Tassadar.
Yep. And once again, we see the Falstad double bribe combo. Again, not super strong in this map, but we did see some nice plays out of it from the previous games. And any other particular... I mean, okay, this is something else that we saw last game. Stitches ran block, level 1. He's got some good talents level 1. He has increased slam damage, which can be really nice if you're going that full slam build. He's got regen master. He has... So it surprises me to see block of all talents chosen.
But
and they have Illidan on their team, so
yeah,
they've sort of stolen that auto attack craziness that they've been so worried about. But
I'm really
excited. It is a bloodless comp, though.
Like, who would think that Illidan would be a hero to change hands in a game? Like, usually that's like a special, like, oh, we have one guy that runs Illidan.
Yeah.
But now suddenly, 1 week after this patch, not even a week, Illidan changing hands in a best-of-5 series.
Yep. Really, really cool to see.
Okay, so yeah, it's pretty standard stuff right now. Everyone's just kind of feeling each other out. Illidan and Caffeine trying to get a gank here on Dread, but Dread
too tanky.
Even
with the hook.
Well, Mad Timmy give the heal just to be safe, just to make sure he's okay. And a nice little rotation. A lot of pressure going on the towers constantly. That's one thing you got to consider about the Storm. The Storm, fun fact, if you get the upgraded range on Psystorm, it has more range than Siege mode without the graduating range.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Psystorm outranges
Is it like
Siege
one of
mode.
those things where the tip of the storm is clipping the... Okay.
You can
cool.
actually storm a sieged hammer if you're playing as Tassadar with the upgrade. So both shrines have been taken here for the side of Symbiote Gaming.
No.
Oh, my graphics wrong. I need to fix that. I'm not sure. I must have just been in the wrong team on the lobby. So I will have to fix that when I have a moment. So guys, take into consideration the overlay is wrong. Dreadnought's taking a lot of damage here on the right side and has to fall on back here. Cloud9 gonna see if they can
put the pressure
cap this.
on, and they, other than Arthlon guarding that with his life, we have Illidan moving into the middle lane to try and get some pressure on to cap that Dragon Knight. If he's able to take a clean fight over Arthlon's Vala, it's going to be lights out, and they're going to get the Dragon Knight. Does not appear to be the case.
Does not appear to be the case indeed. Looks like these guys were already bribed on out here by Dunk. Dunk just grabbing those quick giants here to keep this pressure on this bottom lane. They want that experience from those towers, and they have the 3 members pushing this lane with the giants, and those towers would pretty much surely fall.
How quick can you swap those two around?
It'll take me just a minute. Let me...
Yeah, you might want to do that earlier than later. Crazy stuff can happen.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
But bear with us for a moment here, guys. We're going to just try and get these
production things.
Slots.
Apologies for the sloppiness. Had to do as fast as possible as I am observing the game while casting. Kenma now going to be harping back to restore his mana. He can just use his Z to phase shift right back on into the battle. And yes. The overlay still not fully up to date. Corey's mentioning to me the names are wrong. We're halfway there, but I don't want to miss the action.
That's fine.
Oh, and a kill there on Illidan. Arthalon doing what he can here to just keep the pressure on this middle lane.
That should diffuse the Dragon Knight situation. We do see Dreadnought rotating up to the top shrine to neutralize that, and they might even be able to take... No. It looks as though King Caffeine on Stitches is going to contest that top shrine to make sure that no one has control over it, at least for the time being, so that SMG cannot take that Dragon Knight.
Taking a look at the towers, we saw this bottom wall took a lot of pressure. Matt Timmy's going to tap the wall here. Did he grab Feral Heart? On Rhaegar, he did.
Yes,
he did grab Feral Heart, so he's going to have a lot of regen available for him here. And Soldier's actually going to opt to Hearth back while everything's... Well, it's not passive at all. Dunk Train might be getting a Dragonite, but no.
KO putting himself into a lot of risk here. Nope. Okay.
Arthalon.
It's so hard for them to poke. They really need to do something with that top
This is a
shrine.
Dragonite.
He's going to get it. Yes. It looks as though Dreadnought was unable to take the fight on the top there against... Stitches, is it? I'm going to assume it is. Yes, it is.
Yes. Yeah, double tanky. I mean, Stitches is going to sit his big butt on that shrine as long as he can. And yeah, while this Dragon Knight pushes, I'm just going to zoom out, fix the overlay real quick.
Okay, so we have the Dragon Knight doing some pretty standard pushing, and both teams are playing it fairly passive. It looks as though the Dragon Knight is going to rotate up to the top lane. Just try to put a little bit more pressure on. Early Dragon Knights that are taken before the 5-minute mark, if the other team is defending properly with their ranged spells, it's kind of hard to take a fort. You really have to secure some kills and then move right in decisively. We usually don't see that type of thing happen, so we're going to just see him go up, pick away, take those towers, because that actually means something now. You're getting extra damage, and you're getting experience for your team for taking those towers, so it's a nice little boost that they're getting.
Yeah.
Maybe it will give them the edge getting to level 10, but as we can see it right here, both teams are pretty even in terms of their race to 10.
I like this by SMG. They counter push bottom, they killed Illidan, and they almost got Brightwing. So what went from being a Dragon Knight, which is supposed to be in a deficit for you, they have a level advantage.
Of course. Yeah, and now they just popped level 10. Of course, obviously we're going to be seeing the Bloodlust. We have Strafe, Panda Pals, Archon, and Rainer's Raiders, all very, very standard picks with a Bloodlust composition.
I'll be honest with you, we've seen them have way too much success with this kind of composition, and I'm scared for Cloud9.
Yeah.
They're level 10. This is where SMG shines.
It's tough.
This is where this comp really does its work.
So pretty standard picks from Cloud9 as well, except for one. I will get to that in a minute. We do have Ravenous Spirit. We have Emerald Wind. We have Metamorphosis. And Shock and Awe, the crazy one. Not so crazy. We've seen it a couple times.
Bile.
Bile. Putrid
Once
Bile.
again.
Putrid Bile. And we saw that actually work pretty well in some of their previous games. I think it was game 1.
It's cursed, yeah. Uncursed,
that worked out pretty well for them. And then they switched off of it, which I was surprised to see. Like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
So, yeah. We'll have to see. Maybe they're feeling as though the Putrid Bile will add a little bit more to protecting Nazebo from getting stunned out of his Ravenous Spirit. We're not sure. We'll have to see how these team fights play out.
Well, both teams just feeling each other out, making sure, you know, waiting for the initiation. They want to look for that hook. I mean, Caffeine is really known to have quite good hooks, and he's hunting. He's looking around. If he can get Arthalon, that'd be huge. And he does pick him up, but he doesn't have the follow-up.
Yeah, there's no Gorge available to him. It would have been pretty nice there, but it's so hard to know if you're going to get those stray hooks where someone's just really out of position and the other team is nowhere to be found to support them to get them out of that situation.
SMG just kind of rotating into the middle lane. They have the top lane soaked, and they're presently not soaking the bottom lane. Shrines are up. Bottom's gonna go to Cloud9. Top also going to Cloud9. But Dread,
are they setting up a little gank here? This is kind of neat. Oh, wow! They just walked past each other.
this is actually a really scary scenario. But no, bottom Shrine taken almost immediately, as they have no response to it, as all the members of Cloud9 are in the middle.
Yep. And we're seeing Falstad. It looks like he's going to be rotating down. It's kind of a scary spot for him. But he's going to try and take that bottom Shrine again. And this is kind of scary for KO.
Especially with the hook available here. I mean, yeah, Tessadar can get out of a lot of scenarios, but...
I mean, he has the vision, so he knows if there's people nearby. Hopefully that has been popped, so he can see what kind of trouble he was almost about to walk into. And it looks like we're sort of seeing everyone back off. SMG will take the top Shrine again.
I don't think Cloud9 realized how alone he really was, because the rest of his team was in the top part of the map. If they went on him, he was dead. And they did not choose to chase. It's hard to kill a Tassadar.
It is, of course, yeah. So this is the kind of crazy musical chairs that we sometimes see on this map. We'll have one team, because they're so afraid of anyone getting picked off by themselves, they'll all rotate as a group, or like 4 or 5 go down to one of the shrines, they'll cap it, and then the other team's like, well, we gotta go take that shrine back, so they kind of just keep dancing around on the map. And this is why it's kind of rare to see Dragon Knights as early as we did in this game.
Yeah, it's very rare indeed, but, you know, it does happen from time to time. And while we see SMG is going to be posturing to take this bottom shrine, but likely we'll see the top shrine be taken here by Kenma. Just like you said, the musical chairs of Dragon Knight, where you just kind of move around until somebody dies. Now both shrines active, but no more. Kenma's going to tap the top shrine, and Dragon Knight no longer available. But SMG is all here in posture. Kenma can use Phase Shift to get back into the battle at any single moment, so it's not the fact that he's not there means nothing. He can be there in just about 3 seconds, and once these giants are picked up, we could see a fight happening.
Yep. Okay, so let's talk about some of the talents that they grabbed at level 13. Both of the tanks, Chen and Stitches, decided to go with Relentless. Nazebo opting to go for Sprint. Oh, looks like there's going to be a bit of contention. I like the sprint personally on Nazeebo. He has the issue of lack of mobility and escapes. That sort of alleviates the situation for him. Rewind on Brightwing and Falstad just to give him that extra poly, the extra DPS from the extra hammer. All really, really nice. We see more tanky upgrades. Oh, and it looks like as though Biceps got out of position.
Biceps indeed is getting ballsy and having to run away here. And you know, that was a nice escape. They're near their base.
Yep.
They tried to get the body block.
That's the power
Archon was
sprint,
used.
man.
Archon was used. So when it comes to that, that's not too good to have Archon down.
Yep.
So 1 heroic down for each team.
I still say the past couple minutes of this game have been
They're
really passive.
I mean, Cloud9 knows this is it. If they lose, they're out.
They cannot.
And SMG doesn't want to go to Game 5.
Yeah.
So both teams, you know that there's a lot of pride on the line here in this match, and they are playing as safely as possible. 10 minutes in, 2 kills this entire game. Super, super passive play.
Yep. It's cool though because at this really, really high level play, we sort of see these really nice spacing dances that are going on. Each team is looking to try to put out baits that the other team will try to capitalize on to try to get kills, and it's just like, no, they're trying to bait us. We can't push forward here. It's really, really cool to see this type of stuff have super high level play.
It's a form of respect when both
is,
teams are so terrified of each other.
Yeah, they're so aware of all the damage.
Oh, the hook goes in! But he vaults
again,
before the Gorge can get off.
That's the second time. No, he doesn't even have Gorge again. He has Putrid Bile. So it's the second time we've seen him do a really, really nice hook on Arthlon. No Gorge to follow that up. So that obviously would have been a huge kill. And you didn't even see SMG bother to rotate up because they said, well, that's a nice hook and all. But if you don't have anyone up there to follow up with an immediate stun, you're not getting anything out of this.
He's got to be kicking himself for grabbing Gorge. I almost want to know if it was a mistake because, yeah, you have Nazeebo. And, yeah, there's definitely some synergy with the Ravenous and Putrid Bile. And we've seen that done. That's a pretty old school thing. That's the only time we ever really used to see Nazeebo was with Putrid Bile.
Yep.
But still, Gorge is such a good ability, and being able to pull someone out like that is huge.
And this is the second time that we've seen no fishing hook or no pulverize. We're seeing imposing presence once again. There's a 50% reduction to attack speed for 3 seconds anytime you auto attack Stitches. So they're again looking to do this to deal with the Bloodlust auto attack composition that SMG is running. Let's take a look at some of the other talents. Of course, Soldier on the Rainer has built completely into auto attacks. He takes the range on auto attacks, searing attacks, berserks. All of these are cooldowns that he can pop to temporarily burst his auto attack output.
I like this play. They have both shrines for just a moment, and they say, let's get the fort. Okay, well, we don't have to run the Dragon Knight. Get the fort.
Yep. C9 has to deal with. They have to go up to take that top shrine, so they know if they have 5 people bottom, and they try to contest with 4, they can easily take the fight. So C9, of course, knows this. Okay, we gotta give up this fort here. There's nothing we can do. We have to send someone top. It's too risky to try to take a fight.
Maintaining some really passive play here, grabbing these giants, backing up. We see everyone here in the middle lane. Initiation happening here a little bit. Will they fall back? Zuna's taking a lot of damage. He has to fall back. The Putrid Bile goes down. Followed by Shock and All. Raiders, Emerald Wind disengage. A lot of heroics used. 3 used here on each team. Actually, 4 being used on the side of Symbiote.
That was really interesting, actually. We saw, as soon as the strafe was popped, King Caffeine says, okay, it's time for Putrid Bile, throws it down, basically just walks in front, body blocking him, and he knows he's got the slow and the extra speed buff on Putrid Bile. He does that, and then we see the follow-up with the Emerald Wind. All of that was just, hey, well, we don't like this fight. We don't like this positioning that we're in. We know we're not going to get any kills, so let's just disengage them. We'll back up. We'll take the fight on our terms when we feel comfortable with it.
And Ravenous is still available, and that's kind of like the big crew.
That's true.
Ravenous and Panapal. So both big heroics available for each team.
But no Bloodlust. I think that hurts a lot.
It does hurt a lot, and actually,
there's
Soldier
the Ravenous
is in a lot of work.
Dreadnought trying to go in to deal damage to him, but it's not going to happen. Oh,
Zuna goes in with a Metamorphosis. Dreadnought has to use it the last possible second, but Zuna is going to get back on out. Dreadnought just has to run. He has to get back to his team because he is so low under that. And you know what? He's going to be fine, but this is not going to be good for this fort here. It's going to be taking a lot of damage, and it will likely fall. Zuna is pretty low on HP, has to back up, but you know what? Kenma has a lot of sustain.
If there's a game that Dreadnought is wishing Chen had a stun, it's this one. He was right in the face of the Ravenous Spirit, and he couldn't do anything about it. He was just basically staring at him like, I want to get him to stop doing this, but... Or, you know what? Barrel roll. Yeah. Why did he take barrel roll?
Should have thought about that. Clearly,
should have taken barrel. I was like, what stunts? No, he doesn't know. Oh, he does. He has the barrel. Oh, man. And if we had seen him take that like as a snap call, that would have been incredible. But not the case in this situation. So that was a situation that Dreadnought found himself in last game. He had Stitches, and he was in the face of Nazeebo while he had Ravenous Spirit popped in. He had Gorge available to him, and that certainly turned the fight for C9 there. They were able to get a huge advantage, tons of DPS output, because they had nothing to answer to the Ravenous Spirit.
Wow! That zombie wall actually just trapped Arthlon in. They would have maybe had a little, enough damage to take out Brightwing. It was unlikely, but still, stopping the aggression, actually soaking up most of the damage from that Strafe. One level lead here in terms of Cloud9, just a level away from 20 to hit 19 any moment here. The hook goes out, and it actually gets nothing here. 19 achieved here. Almost 18 here on the side of Symbiote Gaming. Cloud9 has a few seconds left here. The Dragonite will now dissipate, but still, they have a slight lead in this game. It's 2-2 kills. Very passive at the 15-minute mark.
I can't believe this. 2-2 kills at 15 minutes into the game. So, of course, SMG has their Giants popping up. I'm surprised they're not backing up to take this. They feel they have some kind of advantage here to press this fight.
Emerald Wind is used here. It's really, really nice win for them as Bloodlust is available when they do not have Emerald Wind. Metamorphosis is used pretty early. Lust goes down, followed by Shockanaut. Mad Timmy has to back up, taking a lot of damage. Panda Pal's soaking up a lot of damage as well. So Dread doesn't really have anything under that. I don't think he is at the last sliver of his shield.
SMG respected the Ravenous Spirit there. They said, whoa, 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 whoa. We have nothing to deal with it. They saw how the last fight went when they had nothing to deal with the Ravenous Spirit. They got blown up for it. This time they said, okay, we clearly have no way to get a stun in there.
They literally only have
Snipe?
The Rainer shot, yeah. That's literally all they have to keep them out of that.
That's rough.
And Nazeebo was the last pick. So you look at the composition.
That's smart.
There's not a lot of stuns. We got Brightwing with Emerald Wind, and we can take Putrid Bile. I mean, this is kind of a draft win for Cloud9 when you look at it that way for the team fights, because SMG can lust all they want, but it's not working out. And Biceps has that sprint, so he can get out. He's just staying far. He's just staying as far away as he can.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually glancing over at the chat and seeing that barrel roll does not stop. I forgot about that. It's not actually a stun at all. It just sort of displaces heroes. Because I remember that, seeing that somebody had triple tap off and they were using barrel roll and they hit them.
Let me tell you, when you push a lightning breath Diablo,
it's quite funny. Yes,
it's just like,
so maybe at the very least he could use it to push the Nazeebo far out of range, maybe until level 20, which we just hit. Biceps did indeed take the upgrade to the range and duration.
All right, party bush, Matt Timmy. I was worried about the Gorge, but that's not a thing. Okay, no Gorge available here. Bottom front going to be taken by Zuna.
Yep. Okay, so for the rest of the level 20 upgrades, we have Brightwing, Illidan, and Falstad all taking Bolt of the Storm, and rounding it out, King Caffeine on Stitches did decide to take Resurgence. All pretty standard picks. The upgrade to Putrid Bile isn't super game-breaking. It just gives him a little bit of lifesteal on it, but I mean, he's already got a lot of...
That's a free Dragonite, and that is insane that was given up. Ravenous is doing complete destruction here. The Emerald Wind tearing them apart. Level 20 being super clutch. This Dragonite is going to hit like a truck. Cloud9 might have just clutched out this game.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that was first of all, that was a really, really nice Phantom.
Yeah, it was huge.
Perfect time. What was really awesome to see there is that the speed at which Brightwing's Emerald Wind moves somebody outward is the exact speed of the Ravenous Spirit. So if he catches somebody in that wave, he can just continually hit that person and they cannot move. That's so much damage.
Rainer just got...
we saw Rainer was just like, he was getting swatted out by the
exact sound that he made. Spot on.
Yeah, I mean,
just muffled by his Space Marine suit a little bit.
Like, that was it. I mean,
wow, Cloud9 is taking this to game number 5.
Oh my gosh, that was okay. That was such a clutch last fight. That was the Emerald Wind. I mean, maybe they had that planned for the entire time to get a really nice Emerald Wind, push people out, and just swat at them with the Ravenous Spirit. But
Guys, I don't usually upload VODs until Monday, but the Grand Finals VODs are going up tonight because, man, this series
is so good.
It's too good.
Yeah, is this the first time we've seen SMG be taken to Game 5 in a finals? I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
this is the first. SMG is on, you know, it's... All right, no, okay. Do they take him to Dragonshire? Do they take him to Dragonshire?
That's a good question.
You have to answer.
It's, you know what?
You guys vote.
It's up to...
Vote now, wait. Let them vote.
No, I'm not going to answer.
Post in the chat.
It's up to C9 to allow it. Because they've already won there.
Oh, that's right. Because this was a salty run back already. So they can't salty run back. What do they do?
They could allow for it. I mean, we
they
could
could
see
allow
Garden
for
of
it.
Terror. We could see Haunted Mines.
Okay, I forgot that was a thing. I forgot that we just played on Dragon. So it was Curse Hollow, Dragonshire.
Yep.
Like we said earlier, those are the favorite maps in competitive heroes. Those are considered to be the two better maps. Mines is likely going to be the next map.
You think so?
I think it'll be
I
Mines.
think they're going to take Garden of Terror. It's the less risky play to take.
Yeah.
If you mess up once on Mines,
You're right.
that can really just...
I retract. Garden of Terror makes more sense.
Depends on who's making... I mean, SMG is making the pick. They do make confident picks.
Yeah.
So it could be Mines. I'm not saying that's completely out of the question. If they're feeling gutsy, they'll go to Mines. If they want to take a longer game out, they're going to go to Garden of Terror. I can guarantee you, not going to be Blackheart's Bay.
yeah, not Blackhearts.
SMG
not
hates
Blackhearts.
that map.
No, it will not be Blackhearts.
Yep.
But all right, guys, we're going to throw it a quick commercial as we prep for game number 5. So stay tuned. Again, get on Twitter. Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Exciting. This is the first time we've seen this. Everybody needs to be watching this right now. If you guys are a fan of Heroes of the Storm, you should be watching this final game.
And dancing with excitement because this is awesome.
Yes.
Game 5, Kings of the Storm, weekly number 5 grand finals. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be back in just a bit.